for example, I'm dancing on the dance floor.
Yeah.
I'm a techno raver. And I dance and I dance. And then I sometimes take my photo camera out and I shoot the people dancing.
Yeah, yeah.
Or the DJ.
Yeah.
Or I go through the city and I'm walking and I see, here is this, this is interesting.
Yeah. That's nice. And how, this culture of raving, how does that influence your work? You listen to music a lot when you're working?
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
Rave is my life since 25 years, about 25 years. But it also has changed, the raving society has changed.
Everything changes as part of life. Yeah. How can you explain how you feel it's changed? What's your experience here in Berlin? For how long have you been in Berlin? I forgot.
7 years.
7 years. So in 7 years, can you share a little bit your experience?
It has changed a lot.
I hear this. I've only been here for 2 years, so I don't know so much.
Berlin is going to get a town like any town else.
It's losing its personality. Yeah. What are we going to do?
We are still here.
We are still here. And you think your work, I mean, when you're showing your work, the photographies, did you have a chance to show them lately or not have an exhibition?
I do it on the internet.
On the internet. Because if you study the subject of gentrification and you see how Berlin has changed, are you able to put this in your work to show these feelings about how Berlin's changed, or did you sort of focus on that? Or?
Yeah, maybe a little, but it's always, if I take a photo, it's just this moment. It has nothing to do with what was before and what will be afterwards, you know. My opinion, I believe in life before death, you know. And I never look back and think, hey, I could have made this better.
Yeah, I know what you mean, yeah. Well, that's quite a cool attitude, because lots of artists torture themselves with what they could have done and should have done,
no,
and maybe it would be better.
You never can turn the wheel back, you know.
I know. Thanks. Little lesson.
That's my opinion. And I think the most people are very worried, and it only goes about money. I don't understand this because I have no money, but I'm living anyway.
Yeah.
You know? I don't understand this. I understand the problems if you have got a big house and a car and you have to ride to work every morning 50 kilometers with your car, and you come home and your wife is standing at the fence and hast du mir das und das mit
Sounds like a familiar story. Thing is, I'm the wife. Yeah, I guess so. But you have no house, no car, no wife.
I have a ceiling over my head, 4 walls around me. I don't need any car because I have the yellow stretch limousine.
The tram. Lots of limousines in Berlin.
It's not really difficult.
Yeah. But this thing about money, that Berlin's changing and you feel it, and even where you live, or Kunsthaus, or...
I escaped from Prenzlauer Berg to Weißensee, you know.
You're living in Weißensee?
Yeah. It's 2 years ago.
Is this the haven then?
It's
more traditional.
It's they're following me. You know, I come from southern Germany because I wanted to go away from there. Because I don't like the Bavarians and I don't like the Schwaben.
Yeah.
Because I don't hate them, but they should stay there, you know. I wanted to get away from
Yeah,
there.
you want to escape from
And I came here to Berlin, to Prenzlauer Berg, and most of them were already here. And they buy the flats and the houses, and they don't have anything to do with Berlin culture, you know. They want to make their money, their business. You know, so, kennst du das LSD-Viertel? Sagt ihr das? It's in Prenzlauer Berg.
Yeah.
Lüchener, Schliemannstraße, Dunkerstraße. LSD. It was...
Okay.
And now it's a DSL.
Very good.
Everybody sits around with Kaffee macchiato, latte macchiato.
I know, it's funny.
That's not why I came here to Berlin, you know.
Yeah.
It's boring.
But this is global, I mean, this is everywhere. It's not only Berlin. But Berlin was still sort of resisting. There's still some of it left.
I don't know. In London, you had the last 3 nights. London was burning.
Yeah, but that doesn't surprise me.
But what will happen here in Berlin?
But it will take more time before that happens. Because London, they've been going nuts with money for a long time. You even have to pay if you want to drive through London now with a car. Do you know this? They do all these things, like everything's... The centre of London, there are only people, foreigners, super rich people, and everybody's gone out, and the housing... These houses, I knew them. There was one family in them when I was little. And then made them into... There's 17 people living in the same house now with one room and one, you know, just to make more money out of the same house. Even the basement that was not made to live, that's humid. I know people, they live in this thing that's humid. The owner made an apartment out of it. It's not even made to live in. The towels never get dry. I mean, it's like unhealthy, but it's for money. You have one flat under there, one flat there, one flat there. It's like they turn it into a little building, their houses. Money. The grocery shops turned into jewelry shops and fur shops, where I used to go. It's funny. It's my friends. Well, that's changed as well. I don't know. It's going to be this bad here.
The problem in the world is that nobody has got enough money. You know, all the people who have a lot of money or do like they don't have got enough money.
Yeah, they always want more, I think.
They all think life depends from money. You come on this planet without any penny on, and you will leave it in the same way. You can't take anything with you.
Yeah, people forget that.
Difficult, isn't it?
Any questions? A
Das ist
little
gerade
moment.
gerade ein schönes Bild, auch so ein Sarg, und den man so reingelegt und dann mit Geldscheinen so aufgefüllt.
But it's like a social cultural problem that's all over the place, and seeing that Berlin is a place where that's still resisting this type of attitude, and there's still something left here.
I hope so.
Well, it's lots of people come here, and artists come here, and I think it's partly also because of the spirit. Of course, there's this speculation around real estate and all that. So
Munich, they are afraid. There was one politician in Munich, he said Berlin should close the bars at 1 o'clock in the night.
well,
Hello to Munich.
oh, don't do that. No, this is a peace project.
Yeah, it's another world here. I come from Bavaria.
Yeah.
I know how they are. But it's nearly on every place in the world. Wo gibt es, dass du die ganze Nacht durchfeiern kannst? In Deutschland gibt es das nur in Berlin und woanders. In Paris.
Paris, you can party, yeah.
Yes, but the metro last metro goes at 1:30.
Yeah. You have night buses then. There are night buses in Paris.
In London? How it's in London?
I don't know what it's like anymore, the night scene, but I think you can party too. It's just going to cost you more money. Party is possible for those who have a lot of money as well, and they party all the time, but it's a different way of partying, I guess. With just like social classes. You know, but the pubs used to close. They have a long history with alcohol distribution in the English.
I know.
The pubs used to be open lunchtime, close at 3, then open afterwards, I can't remember, it was 7 or 6, and then 11. There'd always be last call, the bell, and the guys there order 4 beers before the last call, you know.
That's why they wanted to change it. Because what I read in newspaper. Because everybody ran into his car and all run away with the cars.
Because they only want to go and drink.
And
everybody
was drunk, but the policeman could only catch 1 or 2 of them.
And now anyway it's changed, it's not like that anymore. They don't have these rules. But it was very particular, this way, the behaviour around drinking. But then it sort of pushes to these strange behaviours where they try and drink as much as they can in the shortest time possible. Which is, well actually I've seen that a lot in Berlin as well. I mean, the partying has the good side, but there can be also like a dark side of it, that you end up with people who are in all sorts of dependencies, and there can be also social problems around. I mean, party is the positive way, but then there can be like a less cool side of it. I mean, that you're sort of stuck up in all sorts of things, and it can be difficult as well, no? That happens. But how far have you been in your, can we come back to the writing maybe a little bit?
I have made a lot of notices.
Yeah.
My work for the winter.
Okay.
I'm also watching the change of language, you know. Habe ich ja vorhin schon gesagt. Die Jugendsprache, wie die sich verändert. Oder not the business language, sondern but the language on the street.
Yeah.
It's very fun.
You've read this book, Train Spotting? It sort of makes me think of Train Spotting, what you're talking about. Some sort of inspired from that thing. That's a very funny book. Don't know if you've ever read that, but it's very funny. And it's written with Cockney and everything, spelling this English that's different. It's really very good. You saw the film? Yeah.
And I read part 2 at Porno, heißt das Buch, you know?
No, I didn't.
It's a Fortsetzung. They meet 10 years later.
Oh, okay, I think, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
And they are making a porn film together, and the one, Becky heißt der, the one who throws a glass in Train Spotting into the crowd.
Yeah.
He came to jail, you know, to prison.
Yeah.
And then he gets out 10 years after, and it's very funny.
I haven't seen that one. So you're writing, you're going to write in the winter, but you already have the subjects, you write. You have a character, are you the main character?
No, I'm the